I just need like 10 seconds, alright?
Right. If you've caught me, you're not getting my beer gut in there.
No, I was saying anything.
Double chin, I know.
Wait.
Oh, sorry, I mustn't be.
Okay. Okay, your name?
My name is John Jackson.
And you're from?
I'm from London.
If you knew you were gonna die in 6 months, what would you do?
Ooh. I think I would want to stay with my wife for those 6 months.
Where?
In Chile.
Why Chile?
Because that's where we live.
Do you believe in the afterlife?
Yes, I do.
What do you think the afterlife is like?
I think it's probably much the same as this life, but nicer.
How so?
Well, less violence in the world, more understanding, more love shown towards people.
Do you think they have beer in the afterlife?
I hope so.
What makes you happy?
Many things, but only one thing I can say to you at the moment is to be at peace with myself.
What was the happiest time in your life that you can remember?
When I met my wife.
How long ago was that?
That was about 15 years ago.
What's the worst thing that's happened to you?
The worst thing that's happened to me was when I had problems at university many years ago.
What kind of problems?
Well, I wasn't getting very good grades, but that was corrected in the end.
So you got better grades?
Yes, I've never had any really bad times in my life. Thank God.
If you had $1 billion, what would you do with your time?
I'd probably use that money to set up schools and hospitals for people who are suffering in the world, and for distributing food.
Where?
In third world countries, places where people are in need. But also in the West, some places in the West people desperately need money. I don't need much for myself.
What is something you consider beautiful?
Something I consider beautiful. I like scenery, I like beautiful women, I like being at peace with myself.
Will humanity... Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
And I like it when people get on with each other, when people understand each other, and there's no stress.
Who is the most important person in your life? The most influential person in your life?
Most influential person in my life. He was an old friend who I really respected, and he made me see my own faults and pointed me in the right direction.
Is he still alive?
Yes, he's still alive, but I don't see him. I think I can learn from everyone. I believe in learning from everyone. Everyone's got a lesson to teach me.
What's your favorite food?
My favourite food is lobster and sweet potatoes, which is quite unusual really, but it's very expensive.
Has your life ever been in danger?
A few times my life has been in danger, yes. When I've been travelling, when I was in Africa, I was nearly killed.
When?
This was in Uganda in the 80s, 1980s, I can't remember when exactly.
You were in Uganda?
Yeah, it was a shootout and I was nearly killed.
You were in a shootout?
Yeah.
You were caught in the shootout?
Caught in the shootout, yeah.
You were just travelling?
I was just travelling, I just happened to be on a truck.
You were travelling on a truck?
Yeah.
And somebody started shooting?
Yes.
Soldiers?
Well, there was a exchange of fire, soldiers and government forces.
So you just got out of there?
I was just lucky that I wasn't killed.
What's another time?
Another time where I was nearly killed, I can't remember any other time really. Well, that was in Senegal, where I crossed the border illegally, and there was guerrilla activity there, chopping hands off of tourists. It was in the southern Senegal, in the Casamance area.
In where?
Casamance area in southern Senegal.
Where's that?
In West Africa. They were chopping people's hands off with a guerrilla group. Terrorists.
Terrorists.
At the time, and we managed to get through without any problems. The car overturned in the bush.
The car overturned?
Yeah, in the bush, the taxi.
Oh, it crashed?
Yeah.
So you never made it to the border?
Well, we managed to get another car and we got over the border that way.
So you got another car and then made it through the...
Yeah, and the taxi turned up, yeah.
So
Who was this interview for, by the way?
So you were traveling in Africa?
Yes.
You crossed the Sahara?
Yes. No, the Sahara is not in Senegal, the Sahara is in Algeria. This was in West Africa.
In West Africa?
Yeah, in Senegal. They was having trouble with the guerrillas in the south of the country. There was a lot of hand chopping, things like that. Anti-government ragtag army, you could call it, I suppose. Near the Guinea-Bissau border.
You were just traveling there for...
Yeah.
You were traveling through it?
I was backpacker. I was staying there for a couple of weeks in southern Senegal, near Guinea-Bissau on the border. It's not a very safe area, really.
But you also traveled through the Sahara?
Oh, I've been through the Sahara. Yeah, I had no problems there. I hitchhiked across the Sahara in Algeria down to Tamanrasset on the Mali border.
How long did it take you?
Oh, it was about 3 days once I got the lift. German convoy picked me up. Travelled from El Golia in the middle down to Tamanrasset in the south. That was one of the most exciting times I've had in my life.
How so?
Well, I experienced complete silence of the desert, 3 nights in the desert.
All alone?
No, with the Germans, with the rest of the convoy. That was incredible. Experienced complete silence. Weird rock formations, that was interesting. I experienced extreme cold in the night, extreme heat in the morning. It was so cold in the morning, I touched my leg and apologised to the person next to me because I thought it was his leg. I couldn't feel anything. It was so cold.
It was freezing?
Yeah. I touched my own leg and I said, sorry mate. I thought it was his leg. I couldn't feel anything in my leg because of the cold.
But it was hot in the daytime,
Oh
obviously.
yeah. I was wearing 3 jumpers, about 6 in the morning. I looked like Arnie Schwarzenegger.
It was like 100.
3 hours later, I took all of them off.
300 degrees, or 100.
About 60 centigrade, something like that. 50, 60 centigrade, incredibly hot.
Did you travel during the daytime?
Yeah. Travelled in convoy. There was a motorbike in front, pointing out the potholes in front of us. And we were just following the motorbike. It was the guide. I had a great time. Took loads of photos.
Would you do it again?
Now I'm older, it'd be tempting, yeah, I'd love to do it again, but yeah, I could probably do it again. I feel fit enough to do it again. But it depends on the political situation in Algeria now. I don't know what it's like. We went through a lot of trouble after I left, with people being snipers, things like that. People working for the government were targeted by snipers. People working for the rebels were targeted by the government. So it was terrible in Algiers. People couldn't even sell a newspaper in French.
Because it was so dangerous.
Yeah, don't sell newspapers in French. That's colonial. You're with the colonials if you do that. But then the government didn't want you to obey that. So you were caught between a rock and a hard place, really. So it was very difficult in those. I think it's sorted out now. So I don't think Algeria is too bad at the moment.
But you also traveled to Brazil.
I've been to Brazil, yeah.
Did you have any trouble there?
Oh yes, I did actually. Yeah, I got beaten up twice in Brazil, in nightclubs.
For your money?
For going in a nightclub and not spending and leaving straight away instead of staying to buy a beer.
They beat you up for that?
Yeah, it made me pay double for the beer. Two big guys beat me up, took me to the toilet, headbutted me, and made me pay double for a beer, and then I had to go. The second
nice
time,
place it was.
The second time was in another nightclub. I'd rather not talk about that because it's a bit indescribable in polite company, let's say. But I had to pay $70 for nothing.
What was it? What was the best trip you went on?
Best trip I've ever had in my life was to India in the 70s.
Why is that?
Well, it was a magical time. It was on the hippie trail. I slept in temples. Woke up in Old Delhi. A sacred cow, was breathing in my face. Joss sticks on the horns, and I saw the Red Fort in the distance. My first day in India. I arrived late. That was amazing. It would have made a good photo. That made a good film actually. That.
Cows are sacred there.
Yeah. But it was wonderful. I had a great time.
Yeah.
And I had a very deep. I experienced a deeper than deep spiritual experiences there that changed me as a person.
What happened?
Made me a better person. I experienced what some people call God, what other people call the Tao of life. I experienced timelessness. I was absolutely certain after that experience that there's more to life than just this life, without going into details. It was a very much good experience. Very much good experience.
You were meditating, or what?
Meditating. Let's just say I was experimenting with noxious substances, which I don't want to go into, and generally having a good time with my friend Mary Jane.
That's how you saw God then.
Yes. She was a wonderful person, Mary. She stayed with me forever. I met her later as well when I came back, coincidentally. She's probably married with kids by now.
Yeah,
Mary Jane. And Alice D as well. Alice D was a friend of hers. Alice D was a great friend of hers. I liked
And you
her.
did that in India?
Yeah, I met Alice D later as well. I don't see Alice D much anymore. She seems to have gone her own way.
What was the experience with that?
Alice D, with Alice D,
Yeah.
she was a nice girl. She showed me deeper and deeper experiences. She took care of me.
What was the experience like?
Who's asking?
Just what was the experience? I mean,
Well, it was a spiritual experience of timelessness and a convincing. It was very ordinary but very wonderful. It was timeless experience of universal love and peacefulness, and I was happy to be with Alice at the time. That's all I can say, really.
If you could live anywhere in the world, where would you live?
Where I am at the moment, I suppose in Chile.
Why do you like Chile so much?
Well, it's beautiful. You can commune with nature. I don't like big cities. I've got asthma, so I have to be away from smoke. My wife lives there. I like to be with her, obviously. And all my family are there, and nieces, nephews. So we've got children around us, which is nice as well. And it's very cheap to live there as well. Cheap and fresh air, basically.
All right, thank you, sir.
No problem, anytime.